a black employee gets a memo saying, hey, we're going to have this company retreat on a plantation. And we need everyone to dress based on the era. So he shows up as a slave because he's their black employee, and that is what the era would have dictated he be. This is an interesting story. Okay, this actually happened back in November of 2015. Let's put up the picture full mass here. November 2015, a black man was told to attend a corporate event in a period appropriate clothing attire on an Alabama plantation. He was the only black employee, and the all white staff showed up with their ball gowns or as Confederate officers. Once again, show the picture. He showed up dressed just like this, all right? So he dressed up as a slave to show how disgusting it was to romanticize the Southern culture and the period of slavery in that manner. The black employee took to Reddit to tell his saga under the username Bisfitty, okay? On the left, caption per Bisfitty, wife and I are attending a period appropriate work Halloween costume party, an old plantation in Alabama. There aren't many options for someone like me, all right? On the right, Bisfitty joked that this photo of cotton picking, wife and I are making terrible time to the work conference, mainly due to the fact that my instincts keep kicking in, okay? Caption for this photo, we have arrived ahead of everyone, despite my instincts. I will be staying here in the big house. He's showing how ridiculous it is that the company forced him to do this. There's another one, says, morning, y'all. I done got the breakfast for you, okay? He's basically an anti-Karen with the whole company, all right? There's more. Update, look, y'all, I got a new job. And then my entrance to the party, sign reads, do not enter, staff only. One of the women decided she wanted to model her dress, now left as a result. I have finally been seen. This was her face seconds before I stepped out from and around the corner. I mean, he's trolling the whole company. You gotta love it. There's more. And here she is seconds later, once I have revealed my costume. Woman in dress, oh my God, Biss, did you see what Biss is wearing? Oh my God, I can't even, silence. When asked what the general attitude was after he revealed his costume, Bisfitty said, the climate definitely got stiff and awkward for the rest of the retreat. I was clearly avoided on more than one occasion. Apparently, an off-color person with matching humor was a bit much for them, LOL. He concluded by saying this, in the end, the boss canceled the party. And the CEO, who was supposed to be at the party later, never showed up. The reason they gave for canceling the party was inclement weather. And while it did rain, and the party was supposed to be outside, the location had more than enough space inside for there to be some sort of contingency plan. It's also a bit odd that the CEO canceled, as far as I know, he is not allergic to rain. My thoughts, I think the climate was just a bit dark for him. Wow. Okay, this story resurfaced on the internet recently after this photo of Bisfitty was, and one of the female employees was shared on LinkedIn. And so there's this picture and then the background of why this even happened. He educated millions about corporate racism, systemic bias, hyper racism, as well as implicit racism, educated a lot of people, okay? And according to the narrative, he also got a promotion and a raise after he was made to be a slave at the plantation. Jackson, I like the style of this fella. He took it as an opportunity to educate while keeping it lighthearted. Definitely made people uncomfortable, and that is true education. I think sometimes we do not uphold the great dynamic of being uncomfortable, because when people are uncomfortable, typically something changes.
I agree. I think he trolled them to perfection while also making a great point. Far too often in this country, being white is synonymous with being ignorant. And because again, like, what did you think what that meant? Like, come in era appropriate attire, because back then black people were doing so well. I don't know what exactly they were thinking, but again, oftentimes they're not thinking about these types of things. So the best part is that, well, I don't know about the best part, but one of the best parts is that he got a raise and a promotion. And two, that people are just paying attention to this story at all. I mean, he came in there with no shoes and everything. He did it up.
Yeah, and once again, this is why diversity is important. This is why it's imperative to have a SWOT analysis of your company that includes the dynamic of social and racial responsibility. Because if this happened in current era, whatever company was behind it would have a severe penalty in the court of public opinion, all right? So you have to include social, racial dynamics when analyzing the strength and weaknesses of a company.